Hello and welcome to my channel Beyond the Sewing Room. Here I share my love of sewing and a few other things here and there, so welcome. Now today I thought I'd do something for pets. So I have 3 dogs myself, and I was looking at their collars and they're looking a bit grubby, and I was going to buy some more, and then I thought, why? I've got loads and loads of scrap fabric and they've got to be easy enough to make. So I've took one off one of my dogs and I thought I'd make all 3 of them a new one. Now there's nothing to lose here, because if you have loads of fabrics lying around, you can give anything a go, can't you? And then if it doesn't work out, you just buy what you're going to buy anyway. But I'm sure they'll be fine. I haven't got any canvas, so canvas would be best. Stronger and more durable. But if you double up any denim, cotton fabrics, anything like that a number of times, you're going to make it the thickness of what a canvas would be anyway. The only thing you need to bear in mind is you need to make sure that your stitch is really secure, especially if you're going to be having a lead pulling on it. Mine don't have their leads pulling from their collar. They all wear a harness, so it comes from the body. So the collar is just mainly to show that they belong and to have their tags on. And I'm going to be using a cotton today because I've got lots of cotton scraps. So even if these get grubby in the future, and when I wash them, if they don't come up spick and span, I can make more of them. So I'm thinking this is going to be quite a nice little quick make and something fun to do today. So if you've already got your existing collars, or you might have got an old one, and you can pick these up, second-hand ones as well, from like pet rescue charity shops and things like that, really cheap. So if you just wanted to get the findings, doesn't matter what state this bit's in, really, if you got a second-hand one, you just need these bits. So we do need the clip and the little metal bit for putting the tags on. And all you're basically doing is you're making it like a little belt or bag strap, where you thread it through and stitch it, and at the other end through the extender loop here and through this bit. So you're just basically making a little strap. So it's easy enough to do, you just need to make sure that it's good and strong. So let's do that now, and I'll show you what I've got cut out here. So this is my piece of fabric. So for this particular dog, he has a blue collar. They've all got different coloured ones, my 3 dogs. And I thought I'd keep it with the theme of blue, because the fixings that we're going to be using are blue. Just give those a little bit of a clean up when I take them off. And I've cut it out this thick because what I want to be able to do is to fold it in again, and then fold it in again like this, so that we're just going to be stitching either side of this. And now that's a good thickness for a collar around the neck. And we're just going to turn in the ends, and then I'll be able to thread that through. So it's not going to take us long at all to make this. We just need to release these bits from the existing collar. So this one was in a real grubby state, this one. I've tried cleaning it, but it's not really come up very well at all. So we have this bit. These are my big scissors that I use for things like curtains and things like that, because they're good strong ones. So to cut through the canvas, you'll probably need some strong scissors for that. Now you're going to want to measure your existing strap that you've just used as a template, because you want to make sure that it's exactly the right size so that it fits back through these findings accurately. So my one that I've just taken apart is 1.6. Yeah, so 1.6. So this one, when I fold it, needs to be exactly the same as that. So I'm just going to fold mine in, and it'll be helpful if you press it as well. So pin it and press it, because that will make it easier to sew. So fold it in to your desired width. So it's a good idea to pin it and press it first. So I've got mine all pinned like this. So it's folded in half and then folded again. And I found that that feels like the same thickness that my original collar was. So I've got lots of pins in, look, like this. Just be careful if you're pressing it when the pins are in that you don't go over the pin heads, obviously. And then I've just snipped the raw edges here, and what I'm going to do is just zigzag those. Because we're going to be threading that through the findings for the collar and then stitching it down, I didn't want to double it over again because it's already going to be double thicknesses when we fold it back through the findings and stitch it back to the collar itself. So I'm just going to zigzag the ends so that that can loop through, and then we'll be stitching it down. So what we also need to do is sew down either side like this, the long edges, close to the edge to make it nice and neat, to make it look more like a collar and, you know, just to give it a nice finish. So we're going to do that now. So I've put a slightly thicker needle on, so this is a size 80. Now just zigzag each raw end. So I've made it quite a bit smaller and I've made the stitch a lot narrower. And you can go back and reverse a few times over it. So first of all, I'm putting these two bits through, look, so I've threaded those through. This, the tag, and this part of the clip. That's going through there. Make sure you've got a good amount so that you can get it under your machine. And then this is going to be machined down here, so we're going to have to be careful here because it's quite thick. So I think I'm just going to walk it to begin with because I don't want to bust needle straight away. And I think I'm going to do some hand stitches as well to make sure it's super secure. Now you're going to thread it through this slider and then the end clip like this, up and over and through, and then this part here is going to go back under there and round. I'm going to stitch it to itself, so this is a little bit tricky, so we need to get that in there now. Now stitch it down again. Again, I'm just walking it through because it is very thick with all these layers and I don't want to break my needle. So now I know that that's worked, although Clyde was rather reluctant to be filmed in his collar. I'm going to make one for the other two dogs. So it's really quick and easy to do and a great way to use up those scraps. So next up I've got this fabric. Now this is thicker, this is more like a canvasy texture, and I'm going to replace this one. So my other Jack Russell, who's a female, wears a red collar, so I'm going to use this. And then I've got my other little dog here, who's a Jug, waiting, wondering where's his new collar. I'm going to be making him in a minute, so I'm going to get on and do this one now. So that's two down. This one's a bit thicker. Probably didn't need to fold that one quite as much, but still that one's turned out nice. And my final one, I've got this flowery fabric which is sort of a linen blend. This will need folding a few times again because it's not as thick as this one. You like that? So I'm really happy with how they turned out. Trying to get any of them to model for me has been really difficult because they're not interested, look, they just want to be away. So this is Marvin's that I've just made. He wants to get down, he's not having any of it. And the other two. And I'm really happy with those, I think they look really smart. Now in the winter I did make Christmas raincoats for all three of them and I used recycled material, so I did that last year. So I may do another coat making video this year, as in the UK we've got autumn winter coming up now. So I'll probably do another one of those, just using again recycled fabrics. And what I did with those was I used old shopping bags for the inner lining, so I didn't buy anything special. I used what I had around, sort of fleece for the inside. I had some Christmas fabric left over from some other projects which was just big enough. I just pieced it together for each coat. But you could buy small amounts. I mean, it didn't require a lot. I mean, I've only got small dogs anyway. I've just got terriers, 2 Jack Russells and a jug. So that's what I used. So an outer layer, a warm layer, and then inside was the recycled shopping bags. So this means that when they're on, they do sound a bit crinkly when you're putting them on. I know with some of these collars, some people like to have little dicky bows and things like that on. So you could add those if you're making your own homemade collars, and also sort of a bandana effect. And I've seen some people like their pets to have that on. Mine just have a plain collar. So I'm happy with that, and I can change that up now that I know that they're easy enough to make. So my next thought while I was making this was what I said about some people like a bandana on there. If you cut a shape like this, so this has been cut on the fold, so opened up it looks like this. You could make it more pointed if you wish. Cut it like this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to first of all sew all around the outer edge with a little hem. So I'm just turning mine over, but you could overlock it if you want. Now this is really rough and quick, but what I've done is just folded it over like this. You just want to measure it with your collar, and you're just going to sew a channel across here so that you can thread your collar through it. So you do that as neat as you wish, you do it as full as you wish. So if we look at that, that needs to be here. I'm going to stitch it along there. Right, I'm going to pop it through the lead now, and then we'll see if we've got a willing helper this time. We'll try it on for us. Oh, you're a little smart. He's yawning, that means he wants to get down actually. In other accessories, I've spotted this. Now, I'm not sure this is ideal for a dog. I mean, I don't think mine would go for this. All my 3 like to spread out and lay really sort of sprawled out all over the place. I think it's more cats that like to curl up and get in things like this. Maybe your dog's different. So this was in, I was having a look through some old magazines. So Now, issue 11. I don't know when this is from because my friend gave me a load of these a while ago. And I was just having a quick look through, see if there's any other pet themes. So there were a few dog toys, like just shaped like bones and things like that. That's quite cute, but I think that would be more for a cat. Maybe if you've got a really small dog, maybe your dog likes to get inside something like this. So yeah, it's a nice idea. So I just thought I'd give a better look at that in case you're interested. It says download your free template, so if you go on the website, I don't know if this magazine's actually still going, issue 11, So Now, if you're interested in making this, you can probably get it from there. So it's easy enough to do. So that's all from me for today. I'll be back soon with some more sewing. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.